We are going to be bettering our lettering today using the Scroll and Brush double-ended Kuretake ZIG memory system marker. It has all of the characteristics of a pigment ink, acid-free, archival quality, light, fast, waterproof, fade-proof, non-bleeding. It is, again, double-ended, so as I always tease, it's double the pleasure, double the fun, double the creativity, all in one. It comes in 24 colors, so really you have 48 different tips on it because you have 2 per tip. Now, just in the case of all the double-ended markers, they have done a fabulous job of marking the fine end or the unique end. In this case, it's going to be the unique end. And that's those little grooves toward the end, the side of the barrel. They are down by the ZIG memory system box or the ZIG box. And so you can tell which end is which, but it does have little pictures. So this is a unique end. It is a scroll end and then a brush end. And so the unique end of this is a scroll end. It's a flat chisel tip that has a V groove cut out of it. The project that we're going to be doing is bettering our lettering, and a nod to one of our favorite movies is The Sandlot, and it's a film. So we're going to actually create lettering with the scroll end that looks like film and do it that way. So we're going to have fun creating those. So with the double-ended scroll and brush, as we talked about, the unique end is the scroll end of it. The other end is a brush end. And a lot of people think, well, I can do modern calligraphy with it, but it is a wonderful marker for just simply doing, using the whole edge of the marker and just pressing it down. If you want to, you can do the pressure differentiating to be able to get those thick and thin lines. And then you can flip over to the scroll end. And the scroll end, again, it is a flat chisel tip that has a V groove cut out of it. And it's cut out of the side of it so that one line will be thicker than the other. So I have that thick line going to the right here. I'm going to hold it in a little bit of an angle, and we're just going to go ahead and add that letters. And it's so fun just to be able to think, oh, well, how would film be? It likes to be a little bit twirly, and so we can do this, and then as we come across the bottom, we're just going to simply hold the marker and have it be that way. Now the brush end of this marker is incredible for coloring also. You can get a variety of sizes of lettering. Let's show you here. So if I'm doing this, I can get a thin end. I'm going to come across and do that. But just by simply pressing the marker and just printing with it, it's just going to give you a nice thick line that's consistent. So it's really not doing anything special. You're just making contact with it all the way around. And as we did lettering. Now with the scroll end up here, I'm holding it flat, and so that when I come around, it's just making contact and showing all of the fun that you can do with just printing with it and doing it that way. So because if I wanted to color, I could color a fine line, but if I push a little bit harder, I can get a thicker line, and if I push really hard. So it's great to use with coloring books and any of the coloring that you like to do. A lot of times I take both caps off and just hold them there. So what we're going to do is we're going to make, just coming along in between the lines, and we're just going to add those like little film strip lines to this. So it will make it look like film strip. So there's a lot of fun things that you can do with this. It also makes great railroad tracks if you wanted to do some curves and things like that. So it's fun just to be able to have those, the scroll end of that, and then you could continue that on. We are going to play with some party favors. So as we're wanting to do some lettering and things like that, we're going to turn that scroll end by just using it into a candle. It's fun in that you can just open up to the scroll end. You're going to pull it down, just using it straight. You could use rulers if you wanted to. And then just using the very edge of the marker, you're going to draw a line at the top. And here to cross our letter, we're just going to use the very edge of it. The great part about them is that they have a perfect 90-degree angle on each of them. Nothing is rounded, so you can get those really fine lines. And then we're going to just add some curved lines to make them, give it a little bit of dimension, to make it look like they are candles that way. So we're going to use that to be able to write. And again, we'll do the H here. And come along and add those little half circles. And the fun part, with all the 24 colors, you can just have fun using all of the different colors to make your party or your cards, whatever you're doing it for, very festive, using them that way. So here we had done the lettering all the way, but I want to show you, because turning them into candle, we need to add the flame onto it, don't we? So we're going to take our yellow and our orange markers, and we're going to use a piece of acrylic. And because they are pigment ink, you can, what I like to call as side load, you can side load them. So I'm going to take and I'm going to scribble onto my acrylic. Then I'm going to open up to the brush end, and I'm just going to draw it through so that it's side loading and adding some dimension onto here. So now we're going to come and we're going to just simply push and pull, and you can see how it is. It's got some yellow and some yellow in it, so yellow and orange in it. So it's got both the colors, and then eventually that will just wear off of your of the end of your marker, so it won't hurt them, but you can side load and make some for some fun use that way. Now I've taken and I have a strip of paper to be able to cover this up. I've added a little bit of two-way glue. I don't know if you can see it, but I've let it dry from blue to clear, so it's tacky, and it's going to sit on top of our letter here, our word, our happy birthday word, and then we're going to use the brush end to create our confetti. And this is kind of fun in that you just simply do whatever design you'd like, and then you can add some little confetti and streamers, and then the confetti on top of it. And so you're just going to use that in a variety of colors, not really worrying about how you're doing it, but the streamers, you know, they just are floating through. Just adding little dimensions onto them that way. And we'll add one down here, so you can see that we would just so you can see we've created our streamers and our confetti, and then all you need to do is pull that off, and it has made it so that we have a cute banner that's going to go into our candy jar. So what we're going to do is we're going to roll this up. We're going to pull our candy jar in, and we're going to drop that in, and that just simply becomes our happy birthday. And then we can put our candy treat inside. So there we have our candy treat. Done. Some doodles with this marker, with these markers, this scroll and brush. So we're going to create on our band for our water bottles, we're going to create them using the brush end. So we're going to open it up, and what you're going to do is, again, just pause and flick, pause and flick, pause and flick. And the fun part about this is that you can use a variety of colors. And just make some fun designs on it. So then we've done our streamers and our confetti. Then the other fun doodle with this is it makes perfect when you just simply take the marker and push it down, pull it up. It makes a perfect watermelon seed, raindrop, any of the things like that. So depending on which way you do it, we use that for the flames on the candle. But in this case, we're going to use it so that the point is down. We're going to push and then push again, and it makes perfect hearts so that you can just make these cute hearts. So we're going to add some onto our band here. And if you wanted larger hearts, you could do them harder. If you want tiny ones, then you can push. So you can get a variation of the size that you're doing. Then we're going to use the scroll end to be able to just again use that edge of the marker to draw our line down. Then we're going to flip over to the brush end of the marker, and again just do that same design there that makes perfect little leaves, hearts, raindrops. So just all of the fun things that you can do just by manipulating the pen that way makes it so fun. And then we can come back and just do our little dots that add some variation to that. Then we can also, if we wanted to, again, we can pause and flick up, and it makes great grass and fun like that. Then the other fun way to use the scroll end is we just are looking for patterns. So we're going to take and we're going to draw down, and then we're going to use another color. And this time maybe we'll do a little bit of zigzag. And again, the scroll end is the unique end, so that's the grooved end of this barrel of the marker. That will give you the scroll end. As you pick it up, then you know which end is which. So now we're going to just come along and add those. So we've got a variety of designs that we can use. So we've used those on the water bottles to make our cute design for water bottles. We've done the hearts, and we've done just the cute designs on them. And you could actually put names on them for those that are going to be in your party. And the way to adhere those is you just simply take, we're gonna put on our two-way glue, and you put it on both ends. And then we're going to take our water bottle, and we'll start, we'll start this way, because we'll bring it around, and then you get it nice and tight. The two-way glue will stick to itself on the water bottle, so that it makes it, again, a cute little band that you can have on your water bottle. The last thing that we're going to do is we are going to make our cupcake topper, and it's going to be fun to be able to punch out the using our punches, and then we can add our our number. I know I have a grandson that's turning 7 here. So again, just using that. This is where the millennium marker comes in so handy also, in that you can just do your shadow lines with that. And I've just taken a straw, and then I've added some 2A double-sided tape onto it. So I'm just going to stick that on there. And then we have our cupcake, and we can just stick in the cute toppers. You could have it be a name, you could have it be whatever you need, so that it's fun. You can create those cupcake toppers that way. Then the last thing that we need to do is create our invitation. And this is where you can mount fun papers and do some lettering on top of them. Now this is a little bit more of the pressure type of lettering. So we're going to open up to our brush end, and we're going to push and pull, and as we come down, we're going to lighten up our pressure. So we're coming up and around and just drawing each of our letters so when you come up, you're doing it in a light pressure. When you're coming down, you're doing it that way. So you can do your invitation and have a lot of fun using the scroll and brush markers. And the variety of them is what is wonderful. You can come along and create your border around the outside edge, which as I said, I think it just finishes it off, so that you can use the double-ended Kuretake ZIG scroll and brush marker, which has pigment ink, acid-free, archival quality, light, fast, waterproof, fade-proof, and non-bleeding, and be able to enjoy creating your partyscapes and your scrapbooking and journaling entries.